Hello, welcome back. Who is ready for round 3 with this one same room that I have yet to find a viable route through? I am. So we're going to do it, and maybe today will be the day, maybe it will not. I am prepared to spend as long as it takes here to figure out how to get this strawberry. Also remember, those particles, so the swing and the space distortion tells me a strawberry is there. The pink particles tell me a double crystal is there. Nothing tells me a touch switch is there except my memory. It moves this upward to where my head would be in the spikes if I'm on top of it. And alright, let's just go through like the overall route as I understand it right now. Enter here, no coming back. This falls, no route back through here. If I wanted to, like, take the strawberry halfway, put my feet on someplace safe to collect it and get back, that's just not going to happen, because I'm not getting back through this passage, right? Just real quick. Let's see if that has any plausibility at all. I don't think so. Like, how would I get that angle in the other direction? I know I can land this if I jump just right. I've done it before, I think. Yeah. But if I dash left, the angle is wrong. If I dash down left, the angle is wrong. If I have a jellyfish with me, there might be a way somehow. If I jump really high and then dash left? Hold on. I can't jump that high. Unless... I can't get over there, it seems. Okay, well, let's try some weird stuff. That doesn't go anywhere. No, I mean, I think I can pretty definitively say I'm not coming back through that passage. It's reasonably clear to me that that's not part of the solution. Okay. So I'm not collecting the strawberry early. I need to take it. Let me just check if there's any other, like, place to put my feet that's stable. I mean, kinda. Right here once that's dropped, but I don't think... I mean, getting the strawberry that far, I might as well just finish the room. Okay. So my leading theory right now was, go in here, do the zigzag, bounce up with a jellyfish, stash the jellyfish somewhere. And where is that? Like eventually, okay, so at the point, let's go out of sequence a little bit. At the point at which I'm throwing the jellyfish, I need to be in the sequence of moves that leads me down and around here and up to it in that spot. The only way to get from, like, this entire space in here to this entire space over here is through this shaft downward and to the right, because these are one-way upward spikes. That's an impermeable electric wall. No one... well, Madeline can't cross it. Jellyfish can, but Madeline never can. And my resources of doing the turnaround at the bottom left are extremely limited. However, I've seen that I can stretch them a lot. Did I decide that an extended hyper off of the falling block was or was not possible to get to the strawberry? I think I proved that it was. Like, I did that once, didn't I? Hold on, I need to refresh my memory on that one thing. It's important. Muscle memory's mostly still with me. Zigzag remains an issue. Okay, so just ignoring everything else. We're doing this. I'm trying for extended hyper off of you to get strawberry. Yes, I absolutely can do that. Okay, I did it first try just now. So I'm going to call it not unreasonably hard. So if after that I could then end up having thrown this jellyfish somehow putting my feet on that. Question is, how do I get my feet here? Right, now I did also determine that it's uncomfortable but possible to bring a jellyfish through here and land on that while holding it. However, then the jellyfish is not getting thrown here for later use. So piece of the let's go through the whole sequence again. So what I think is, go in here, do the zigzag. I'm forced to pick up the jellyfish. There is a question mark in what I do with the jellyfish beyond that point. But the next thing I want to do is, without going up here... Oh, that is an issue. Okay. So I have an indeterminate thing. The next thing I want to do is circle around here somehow, get the strawberry, circle around again somehow, having thrown the jellyfish during the second circle, have this still exist so I can do an extended hyper on it. A bunny hop works, but also an extended hyper does, I proved. To get to the wall, bounce on it. Lay down the cloud right here. Dash right into the spring, get the jellyfish, go up and do this little circle in order to drop that piece of terrain I can't really point at down here. Having done that, I get the double crystal, use one of its dashes, go down, wave dash on the cloud, turn it into an ultra on the newly dropped block, and escape the room. I have done an extended hyper on that dropped block and seen that it is not enough, so an ultra is necessary one way or the other, I think. How does the no strawberry route do that? The no strawberry route does it the same, doesn't it? Yeah, the strawberry only affects the first half of the room. I think. It's hard to tell for sure if that's true, but it does seem like the strawberry only affects the first half of the room. Once I've crossed this threshold and done that wall bounce, the only variable that could be changed by the strawberry route, is exactly where the jellyfish is. So let's try and resolve that question mark in that first half. I think I know how to do the room without the strawberry. But I'm not willing to do that. I'm going to solve the first half with the strawberry. So, in the first half... Oh, I just got a weird idea. I just want to see what happens if I do a certain thing. I don't think it'll lead to anything good, but I want to know where it leads. Good or bad. I should probably say what I'm thinking so I don't forget. But yeah, I want to dash down there and spring again on that spring to get the jellyfish out of my hair? Why would I want that? I just want to see what'll happen. Well, the jellyfish is there and I go nowhere. Okay, well, that's what happens. Gotta try some weird things because everything that makes sense to me is leading nowhere. So. Right, and remember, just as I can set the cloud down here for a later use, I can set the jellyfish down somewhere for later use, and it'll just stay there until I pick it up. Okay, so in an attempt to resolve this question mark... I think it's extremely clear to me that there is no way out of this, like, left or up out of this situation that does not involve the jellyfish one way or another. So I think I'm bringing it with me, I'm not just leaving it there. Because going up, that's too much ascent to do with the crystals alone. Going left, that's too far left to do with the crystals alone. But I think both do work with jellyfish. I know up does, and I'm pretty sure I've done left. So let's say I did left with jellyfish. Okay, so I feel like the only... Hold on. Is it not perhaps true that the only piece of the puzzle I'm missing is... Wait, am I missing a piece of the puzzle? Hold on. Doesn't this just work? I do the left route first, then I do the up route later. I keep the jellyfish with me through the entire left route, loop around with it. Where does that go wrong? Like, why can I not bring the jellyfish for a full counterclockwise loop right here? Tell me what stops that. Okay, so here's the issue. The issue is, how do I get to the strawberry? Like, I burn the block that I'm using for, Okay, well let's assume it's not a problem later. Could I take the strawberry and get as far as being unable to wall bounce because I can't get close enough to that? and do everything else. And then, from that state, could I perhaps... What was the issue here? Right, I was dashing from too high. And then, from whatever knowledge I gain from that, fix just that problem in isolation and not worry about the rest. Let's find out. Yeah, so I am totally forced to put my feet here. It's a little awkward to get back up with the jellyfish. I think I can do it, right? And that should put me... I still... The touch switch still does nothing. I guess that's kind of the issue with this. It's an element I'm not using, and I don't understand. Therefore, I probably need it for something, and I'm just missing what that something is. Also, my hitbox is much, much lower than I think it is with the jellyfish. Madeline's head doesn't exist. Her body does, but her head does not. Right, and I need to do a little jump there, or hang in the air for a bit or something. But that's an extremely minor problem compared to the rest. I can go left so much earlier there. Yeah, so torso down or so is a hitbox. Let's learn something about that. Is it torso down or like chest down or what? Where does your hitbox start and end? Feet are vulnerable, I know that. Head is not, generally, I know that. Yeah, so that was almost too low, but I can go, like, very, very high here. Can I go now? Yes. I didn't manage to re-grab, but I totally have enough space to do that. Like, I did do a re-grab just a moment ago, it's just I didn't get enough height alongside it. I was worried about the amount of vertical space I had there at some point. Alright, so yeah, I had too much upward to get through there. But here I can go, okay. I could fall faster here. I prefer taking a little break. Yeah, okay, so I hit my chest or my torso. Whoa, I survived that, surprisingly. Okay. Yep. Alright, so it's gonna take a lot of coordination, but I can totally juggle the jellyfish just fine like that. This touch switch still does nothing I can discern. It seems pointless. I assume somehow it's not, but it seems pointless. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to ignore it and do it my way without it. Because I think I have a way that works if I can do the jellyfish ascent. Right, no, I still have a future problem because my route currently involves dropping this block right here. So that is, as I understand it, the primary problem with what I'm doing here. Right, so I have another narrow little squeeze there where I have to pull off a drop and re-grab of jellyfish, but I can definitely learn to do that. I am confident. That will not be an ongoing problem. Oops. It might be an ongoing problem, but it won't be an unresolvable problem. Too low. Yep. This zigzag will never be free. Like, not a chance. It's just always going to be an issue, forever. I'll finish the room with that issue unsolved. That is an unsolvable problem. Okay. But I don't need to solve it. I can leave it there and ignore it and just work around it. Right, so... yeah, that's just, like, really hard navigation. I have pinches everywhere. Just, like, super precise. No tolerance either end. I mean, like, not no tolerance, but, you know, very little tolerance, both ends. What? It's just how it's gonna be. Judging how high I'm gonna float up each time there is not something I can just automatically do. There we go. I have to do that several times in a row and do it well. Okay, I'll Do it several times in a row, and it'll do it well eventually. I still have an unsolved problem that I do need to solve beyond here, though. But I want to get as far as encountering that problem and... Really? And see if it's as much of a problem as I understand it to be currently. Huh. Oh, this zigzag. Really? I thought I did a short tap, but I guess my tap was a little too long. I don't know the jumping physics while I'm holding a jellyfish well enough to really predict what's going to happen. It's different enough and I do it infrequently enough that I don't have intuition for it. Extremely precise zigzag. Death both sides. Scrape your heads, scrape your feet. Because if you don't scrape both of those things, one is going to get stabbed hard. I don't want to go too high and hit that one, like, downward jet of electricity in that one spot. No. I'm gonna wait, like, an exaggeratedly long time for this. Just, like, basically be on the ground before I start my dash now. Because I'm tired of being too high for it. That's the most annoying current failure. See, now if I go too high, I would have to swerve around those spikes? Like, this asks me to have a level of precision with jellyfish regrabbing that I have never had and, as far as I can tell, never will have. So once again, I think I have to leave that problem unsolved and just work with the imperfect version. Just get a lucky enough run where I'm at the right height and make it happen. All I'm trying to do is get to the point where I have what I understand to be an unsolvable problem. Like, what I'm doing right now, as far as I know, doesn't lead to a solution. I'm hoping it'll lead me to an insight so I can understand. See, yeah, so that thing where I hit my head means that I have to make myself extra vulnerable to hitting my feet a brief moment later, or missing the jellyfish grab. Like, just the tolerances are so tight. I just don't get to do anything. See, the problem is the tolerances are so tight and I have so little control over them. It's just all very loose and vague, and I make the same inputs as far as I can tell and get different results. That was almost good, but I need to regrab later. It's like the timing on that regrab never feels good to me. It's something I have trouble doing, and it feels bad to try and do it well. Would it feel better if I were better at it? I think it's the other way around. Anyway. I think if it felt better, I could be better at it. So I can just sort of jump up there. Alright, I was trying to control, but I got too much float, and like, my plan was good except it didn't account for that variable. I could try going left to dodge around the spikes. I think that just introduces too much extra work and will just make my failure rate skyrocket. So I want to make it work without having to do that. Alright, so... See, yeah, I didn't have the room to go low enough to be able to regrab there, but I could have. Okay? There was nothing fundamental about that failure, just small things went wrong that didn't need to. So jumping straight up here and then going over... Yeah, see, so that's where I hit my feet. But jumping straight up before I go over there does help prune one issue. Yeah, that's too low. This room is like 7 rooms worth of stuff to figure out. Well, what the heck? There was a wall there that I could rebound. Okay, so I can throw to the right in that spot, by the way. Yeah, so the only thing I can see that touch switch thingy doing of relevance is to be some sort of jellyfish backstop. Oh. That's relevant. Did I just figure it out? When it goes to... Yeah, okay. So rebounding a jellyfish off a wall lets me get more height. I had trouble before doing the straight down drop and then getting enough height to get the cloud and throw to the right. So new theory. I'm going to do the... Actually, I can do the rebound here too. Okay, let's adjust. I'm going to try throwing to the right instead of dropping downward. And I think the fact that the touch switch moves that little block upward is so I can use it as a jellyfish backstop and gain the last minute extra height. Right, that was the unspoken other problem with this route, like the earlier one that I would have first. So the timing is different with that, because the distance is inconsistent. I'm gonna try dropping down just because that's what I've been practicing right up until I'm up where the moving block moves to. Then that one needs to be a right throw. When though? One later? So I think it's one more throw later than that. Not gonna make it. Can I retry if I know I'm not gonna make it there? I don't know how I would initiate a retry. Yeah, my preference is to get high enough there so I can wait until I'm aligned where I want to be. That's what I wanted, but it didn't do the job. Wait, hold on, but I can just drop it down and then get... No, that's not an issue at all. Okay, never mind. If I just keep on dropping down, it's fine. Okay, so therefore I once again don't understand what this is for. Okay, so right, I'm still trying to encounter what I understand to be the problem here. I was very close to doing it that time, but I was distracted by an intermediate step. Once I've done all of that, I can't get far enough to do the wall bounce, is the issue, because I've already dropped that halfway block on my way to the strawberry. I need my dash to go up into the strawberry zone. Oh, here's a query. Wait, Strawberry, why? Why did you collect? No, I don't accept this. What? I think my feet counted as being like on one of those one-way blocks for a moment. That's not okay. So, I'm going to continue with this route. Like, no, I do not in any way accept that. I haven't solved the puzzle yet. We're still doing this. Strawberry or no. Camera, what are you doing? So I did that. Oh, look at those! So there's another thing that touch switch does, which actually breaks my ability to do this part. So something rises up. Where did those go exactly? So this platform gets replaced, but this one... That tells me something about what the author thinks I'm supposed to be doing here. What it tells me is I was supposed to have already dropped this at the time that I came down there, because that forbids doing another loop. Okay, so I learned something completely new. An element I couldn't possibly have foreseen has now revealed itself to me. I want to do that again and just look at the situation, because I was expecting to have to jump off the... So while that solves problem number 1, it creates problem number 2 that I now need to figure out how to solve. I forgot where I was going, but I can improvise, or not. Now... why did that strawberry have to collect early? Like... on some level, I appreciate the opportunity to just dip out of the puzzle and still have the reward, but, I mean, listen to the words I'm saying. That I do not. My reward is solving the puzzle. The strawberry is just symbolic of that. But the symbol came before what the symbol actually means was granted. Oh, okay, so I found the top of my hitbox. There it is. Whoops, I forgot where I was and what I was doing. I'm not doing that now. Alright, so I have an out, but no, again, I have an out that I'm not currently willing to accept. I could get there if this goes on long enough with enough unsolvable problems, but no, that would be a permanent blemish on my record here, and I don't accept that. I would have to come back if I left today. Like, I would have to come back and do this again. So I'd rather do it today, or however many more days it's gonna take. Dang it, that's so hard to do. No, the camera gets weird. When I'm going up that shaft, it's like it doesn't want me to go upwards. I forgot where I was and what I was doing. I was thinking about the future. Does the touch switch affect... I forgot where I was and I was thinking about the future. Does the touch switch affect anything on the right side of the room? Right, so that's something I hadn't considered. Additional things it moves that might affect, like, where the jellyfish goes and what it does, or how the rest of the room there plays out. There we go, I swerved. What am I doing? I'm going straight up. Ah! Of all the ways to fail. I feel like this compilation could benefit from... some levels have had... could benefit from using a consistent visual language to express where touch switch things are going to move from and to. I guess Clockwork had a real good mechanism for that. Yeah, so like... hindsight being 2020, I say as a person who had nothing to do with putting together the compilation, but I'm imagining that if I did have something to do with it, what I would have wanted to do, given some control, would have been to establish a consistent convention for communicating that and use it in every level in the compilation. That would have been nice for me, the player, just now, to be able to tell information like, there are 2 more blocks that'll come out ahead of time. And like, now I have an unsolved question in my mind of like, is there extra information in like, where things will move? Ah, jellyfish, I threw you bad. Like, on the right, does it change the right side of the puzzle? I can't reach the watchtower again to find out, and I have an impasse between here and there. 2 different impasses. Well, impasse number 1 doesn't exist anymore because of impasse number 2. So, my current understanding here is that I need to change the route that I'm doing here to somehow... that's not where I want it to be. That's acceptable. I'll get my dash back like this. Okay, so that's a way I can make that less dicey if I feel like it. Won't help with that problem, though. I think I need to change my route to involve dropping the top block earlier. I don't understand how I can do that, because that will use up the cloud up there, throw the jellyfish too early, and... well, I guess I wouldn't throw the jellyfish. Well, but then how's it ever getting... no, it would use up the cloud too early is the issue, so I can't throw the jellyfish when I need to. But I suppose the question is, are new blocks created that make the jellyfish unnecessary later? And I am simply in the position now of doing the work to gain the ability to answer that question. But this is fine, I have a task, I know what I'm doing, and I know how to do it. Knowing how doesn't mean it will happen, but it means I at least have a target for what I'm doing. So I get here, I can slip through there, I can slip through there. The jellyfish evaporated, so that changes the parameters a bit. Alright, so solution to impasse number 2 is I can just slip through there sneakily. However, I don't love that. So that's how that would go. No, I don't want to look at you. So, on my current route... Alright, so I have a solution, I think. If I slip through quickly, I can still reach the jellyfish as it's still floating down, I think. I just need to find a route that slips through there quickly and lands on the thing I need to land on. So let's just try the simple. I'll just dash down right and see where that puts me. Maybe do another and like turn it into an ultra or something. I don't really want ultra speed, but I could probably handle ultra speed if I needed to. Okay, yeah, so the key to doing a jellyfish regrab is just to wait a long time after dropping. Right. So that's where that puts me if I make no inputs. Let's try the ultra approach and see how manageable it is. I'm gonna need to do an ultra later in the room anyway, but well, the situation's completely different, so these skills will not transfer between the two. Whoa, okay, I did that too well, and I was uncomfortable with how well it was going. Alright, so now I'm in a race. I can't ultra, my dash didn't come back. Jellyfish disappeared, so... Oh boy. Alright, I can tell where the edge of that's going to be. It lines up with the edge of this. That goes 2 tiles to the right. I cannot do... Oh, hold on. Is there a spot where I can try... Here will do. I need to get off the edge. So, like, how far... That's totally not carrying, like, I can see that 45-degree angle there. That doesn't carry any speed off the edge. Like, this is a 22.5 degree angle, actually a little shallower. Between the block that's going to be down there, I don't know the exact position of the one the touch switch creates. It's narrower, I know that, by 1 tile. Narrower left or right, and is the height the same? I think... 1, 2, 3... I think the height is the same, yes. Because this 2-tile tall thing sits on a 2-tile tall thing and leaves 1 tile between the electricity and the floor. So, while I could get through that gap by doing a duck dash to the right, climbing on this, jumping left, doing a wave dash, and doing all this, I think that's too slow to catch the jellyfish. However, that is... I'm uncertain enough of that I'm willing to try and find out if that's actually true or not. So if I just commit to that approach, perhaps it will be acceptable. Okay, so I need to take more time or fewer hops on that. Let's take more time, because like more hops is much easier. Dang, there's my hitbox. I found it. It feels like it gets shorter as I move horizontally, however, I understand that to be an illusion. However, that is what it feels like. Alright, more time. I don't really have a reference point for where I want that to be, so I sped that up. I go here, I do this. I totally caught the jellyfish. Okay, so I can just do that. It's no problem. Alright, so I have a fully working route here. as far as I understand. Now, to put it all together. I think I've solved the puzzle. Now, okay, so something I could accept. It is clear I have solved the left half of the room to the point where I've touched the jellyfish on the right half. I've proven I can do that. If necessary... It's totally not necessary. If necessary, I could have... Well, the ultra was bad, but that was basically everything I wanted to do. Okay, so I proved myself. If I really wanted to for some reason, I think I don't have a reason to anymore. But it is at this point that I could accept doing the single loop, skipping the strawberry thing. I forgot where I was. I was on the single loop route. Because I've done all the components of the puzzle individually. However, it would feel better to me to do them all together. So I'm still going to try to do that. If it becomes unmanageable, I'll switch, but I got extremely close a moment ago, so I don't think it will be. These are my standards that I set for myself. Couldn't tell you what they were ahead of the time. I have to see the situation and judge from there. But having seen this situation, that is my judgment. Oh yeah, that's plenty of time. Whoops! I'm a little discombobulated there just because, like, I'm not as familiar with the distances at work in that spot. I don't know when I need to interrupt myself and change directions. But that's much, much easier than the first half of the room, so I'm not too worried about it. It'll just take a few tries, and I'll get it, and everything will be good. And also, I feel good about the practice I'm getting with the things that gave me trouble here. Like, this is one of the reasons I persist at these things. If I were to just give up and take the easy way out, then next time I encounter something that requires me to do something the hard way, I would not have as much practice with it. I was trying to go left there to correct for the whatever. Alright. Like again, the strawberry is merely a symbol marking that I probably did the challenge. In this particular case, the probably is not true yet. And I want to make it true so it matches the symbol. I was veering left. It's hard to judge when I want to veer left or not. Like, it just depends on how much height I'm getting. I could just commit to one way or the other and accept the death if it doesn't go that way. And if I were committing to one way, I would do no veer. Oops. Yep, I saw that going wrong. I would love to have the reflexes to be able to choose veer or no veer there accurately and execute that fluently. But that doesn't sound like me. I was able to judge that no veer was appropriate there though, so I don't know, maybe it is me. Okay, I can wait for this to fall. It's less dicey to do it that way. And yeah, I got plenty of time to re-catch jellyfish. Up, left, ultra. The ultra was good enough! Yay! I got here! Legitimate. I got the strawberry and everything. I understand both routes. That was not the final room. Okay. So, ridiculous, silly room, but, like, I have zero regrets. I'm actually happy with the way everything went here. Yeah, I'm actually happy with this. 3 full episodes on just this room. It's weird that I'm okay with this, but I am, just because, like, there was a continual learning process with no, like, big dead zones where I just couldn't make any progress at all. Like, there simply was that much puzzle here. There were 7 rooms in this room, like I said. Alright, well, whatever's here, gonna do that next time. I'll see you then.